and now you throwing in, some other shit. And I'm worried. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm worried. Both of them have issues.
Who?
Waiters and J.R. Smith.
Man, they perfect for them. They perfect for the bubble.
I mean,
motherfuckers keep the bubble. They keep the bubble jumping. They probably got that bitch looking like college. They kicking it, sneaking chicks. I know.
Right, but we got it. Right. But what you have to understand is one of the things, like granted, you could do whatever you want when you're home. When it's a regular season, it's a bubble. There's things that you can do to get yourself suspended for games, all kind of shit. So I worry about that.
They're already doing all that. Yeah, they already sneaking girls in the bubble. People going, they do all that's going on right now.
That's why I was mad they tried to take Lou Will down for that Magic City shit. Like, I just want people to know, everybody's sneaking out. Okay?
But Lou, hey, but on some real shit, Lou wasn't by himself that night.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No. Listen to me.
Nigga, you don't think I know?
Yeah, hey.
I know. Everybody's sneaking out. Everybody's doing shit. But you can't be letting your friends post you. You gotta, it's just dumb shit. Like I think that even though I'm glad he missed the games because I'm wanting the Lakers to win, but I didn't like that, that he got singled out. And I guess it's because he got caught. So people are getting caught, but they're covering for everybody else. I'm trying to figure out why they not covering for him.
No, it's different, man. He got caught with a picture on the picture and everything. Like, people leave it. You can have whatever. You got
so if it don't hit the social media, then they not gonna report it type shit.
He wasn't the only clipper in there that night. He's just the only one that took a picture.
His homeboy did that shit.
Yeah, so it's like, come on, man. It's like you asking. That's just Nah.
What you think of Kendrick Perkins? He get on my goddamn nerves. He reminded me of Michael Irvin whenever a player gets caught with drugs or doing anything, how he be sweating and shit. You just ruining your opportunity. Like, these niggas act like they never got caught with no shit before. And Kendrick, I fuck with him, but he try to act like it's not a common thing that niggas break rules. Doesn't matter what fucking industry you work in. Niggas break rules. Like, calm the fuck down.
But he can't take a nigga side to that because he's in media now. So now he got to report it like media. He ain't said
You can
nothing.
still report it like media, and you cannot say anything because a lot of people said nothing.
What? The only reason they hard on Kendrick Perkins because he played basketball.
Yes.
And they know him.
And the other players that played, everybody else was just like, he shouldn't have done it and zipped it. He went in too far. Like, it's just too much. It's too much to act like you gonna compare LeBron.
Zion.
Yeah, like, Zion, that's who it was. Like, come on. Zion probably got all these white hoes in there sucking his dick every other night. Calm down. Zion look like he like white hoes. What you think?
He too young to know right now.
That's why he probably like white hoes.
Zion. They come in messing with the white girls.
You said what?
When they first come in, they messing with the snow bunnies.
They mess with all the bitches they couldn't get when they was younger.
That makes sense. Now you talking. So with most black people, we talking to the exotics because most black people grew up around black people.
Yeah, so that's what they be after. No shade if that's not true. I'm just speaking my opinion.
No, that is true. I'm a man. I'm telling you.
Hey, folks. Now, me and the doc, Dr. Anwar, were actually talking about this maybe like a week ago about the restart of sports and COVID-19, and we're actually saying that the bubble method was probably superior because it gave maximum protection to the NBA players. And the clip you just heard previously was from the I Love Miko podcast here on YouTube. And they were basically saying that grown-ass men are doing like silly-ass things, like sneaking women into the bubble, into the hotels, and sneaking out like they're little kids. And even Lou Williams getting caught at the strip club. Like, even though Lou Williams had a mask on, he's out there in the strip club He had no business doing that. Now, all it takes is one outbreak to actually close down the season, and half of these dudes weren't making any money because the NBA couldn't pay you because they weren't generating any cash. There was no arenas being filled, and there was no TV money because there weren't any games being shown, and they were going back and forth about should people get paid. So now the NBA comes up with a format where you can have games, where you can be safe, and people can get something. They can't get the whole cookie rock, but they can get something. Everybody can get a little bit and suffer a little bit, but everybody can get paid so they can tie it along, right? And all it takes is knuckleheads. I do mean knuckleheads to sneak out and bring women in and do all kind of silly stuff. Now, you got wives and girlfriends and all kinds of stuff at home, and you're out there doing this stupid shit. And we're not talking about little kids. Like Lou Williams is in his mid-30s. And those other two cats are in their 30s that they were talking about. They were on the Lakers doing silly stuff. Now, I know they're virile men, and there's only so long they could hold out. And if anything, if they're going to be inside the bubble, what the NBA should have did, because they have NBA chicks that are actually paid off to actually service these guys. If they're going to actually have these guys inside the bubble and know what they're getting ready to do, they should have had chicks inside the bubble that could service them. That's number one. I think they probably should have done that because these dudes can't hold water and they can't stay out of trouble. And secondly, man, I think that sometimes we have to check the maturity of some of these cats. Now, Zion Williamson, the guy they mentioned, he's a rookie. He ain't but like 19, 20 years old. So naturally, he's going to do what he does. You would expect it from him. But these 30-year-old guys out there doing silly stuff, like sneaking out and sneaking women into the place like it's a spring break. Come on, man. And what does that portend for like Major League Baseball and football? When you don't have bubbles and you have sports teams actually traveling from place to place. Even look at your college, which is supposed to start in another month or so. How are they going to control all those college athletes? Can't put them in a bubble. One, there's too many of them and it's too expensive. And two, even if you did, you couldn't control them because they're young. So like I told Dr. Dunbar, man, it's probably not going to work. And with Lou Williams doing what he did and getting caught, not just doing what he did, but getting caught at an Atlanta strip club. It's supposed to be at a freaking funeral, and you're at an Atlanta strip club having a good time catching the Rona. Well, come on, man. If it wouldn't be so bad, except we just had a picture. I can't remember exactly what team he was from. I think it was the Yankees, or was this the Red Sox? I can't remember. But he had to retire because he had COVID-19. He supposedly recovered, but the only thing about COVID-19, it destroys cells, and he has heart damage. Now, they always talk about comorbidities and pre-existing conditions. Now, this was a top-flight, well-conditioned athlete with no pre-existing conditions, because you can't play with pre-existing conditions on a sports league team. Doctors would catch it, and then no team's going to risk you falling dead at one of their events. So this guy had no pre-existing conditions. The only thing he had was COVID, and the COVID damaged his heart to the point he had to retire. And we have no clue how many other players are like that. And these knuckleheads that had the season shut down actually went back out to do stupid stuff. Now, if you can't do that with supposed to be a lockdown bubble where nobody goes in or out except staff, then you have no hope for these college and high school teams that are actually getting ready to hit the field again, especially in football where there is no bubble and you're making much more close contact. And I think if the rest of the United States is willing to bite the bubble, then the sports team should be ready to bite the bubble too, or bite the bullet. Let's bite the bubble. Freudian slip. Look at all the airlines, man. They have to lay off people. And all the restaurants and stuff like that are closed down, where people can't go to their hotel and bars and eat with their chicken wings, their buffalo wings, and watch their favorite team. I was asking Dr. Dunbar, is it bad football or bad sports better than no sports? And in this COVID-19 era, I think no sports would have been a better option, but since it's not my call, I have to defer to our better angels and hope that they're right. Because pro athletes are getting paid. NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, they're getting paid, okay? They get paid for their risk. But these young college guys and young high school guys, they will actually want to get out in the field, they're not getting paid. And at some point, we're going to have to not let our greed get in the way of our common sense. But anyway, that's all I had to say, because it's just a ramble, because I wanted to throw in that Miko Grimes podcast, just that little clip, and do yourself a favor, because she's hilarious. Go over to her channel, subscribe, because she talks a lot of shit with those big ass titties. And she doesn't show them, but she'll show you some cleavage. She always got a little cleavage in the camera for you. So I didn't show it here, but you go over there. She proud of her girls, and she kind of show them off a little bit. So go over there and see. And plus, she talks a lot of shit. But the thing is, she's been doing this a long time, and she's married to people that are to a man that's in the business, which is Brent Grimes. So she knows what the fuck she's talking about as far as sports is concerned. And I think she used to be a former college basketball player. I think she played overseas. So, like I said, she knows all these dudes in the sports. So go check her out, give her a listen, and that's all I got to say. BGS out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.